Yellowstone shakes things up with 2 earthquakes in first week of 2024. Yellowstone National Park has been active in the first week of 2024 with a pair of earthquakes, the first measuring 3.1 on New Year's Day and the second of the same intensity on Wednesday evening. Yellowstone National Park celebrated the start of 2024 with a banger, recording a pair of earthquakes in the first week of the new year. The most recent was a magnitude 3.1 earthquake at 5:10 p.m. Wednesday, with the epicenter located 18 miles east of West Yellowstone along the Nez Perce River near the Lower Geyser Basin, at a depth of more than 6 miles. The earthquake is the latest in a series of earthquakes that rocked the world in early 2024. However, contrary to some doomsday predictions, the series of earthquakes did not signal an impending volcanic eruption. In fact, the park is completely separate from the Yellowstone supervolcano, as is most of the seismic activity in the park. The Yellowstone Volcano Observatory has been monitoring earthquakes this week, starting with a magnitude 3.1 quake on New Year's Day. There will probably be several more earthquakes of the same magnitude in the next few days, and maybe more than that. To some outside observers, even the smallest rumble signals an impending apocalyptic event. To Mike Poland, the scientist in charge at the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, this earthquake was just Yellowstone being Yellowstone. "This is typical of what Yellowstone does several times a year," he told Cowboy State Daily. "On other volcanoes, this might be something to pay attention to. But Yellowstone's personality is to have a herd that might include some magnitude 3 events." Most earthquakes in Yellowstone are magnitude 2 or lower, but magnitude 3 earthquakes are not uncommon. Poland said 4 earthquakes measuring 3 on the Richter scale were detected in 2023, but there will be at least 10 earthquakes measuring 3 on the Richter scale in 2022. The largest earthquake recorded in Yellowstone history was an earthquake measuring 6.1 on the Richter scale on June 30, 1975. The devastating Hebgen Lake earthquake of 1959, which caused 28 deaths and $11 million in damage, measured 7.3 on the Richter scale, but its epicenter was outside the park's boundaries in Montana. Yellowstone typically experiences a magnitude 4.0 earthquake every few years. By comparison, this week's 2 magnitude 3.1 earthquakes are among the 1,500 to 2,500 earthquakes Yellowstone experiences in a year. Poland said earthquakes in Yellowstone are not usually one-and-done events. There are usually many earthquakes, and a particular area can remain seismically active for days, weeks, or even months. There was an earthquake swarm beneath the northern part of Yellowstone Lake last March that lasted for several days, and there were several magnitude 3.0 earthquakes as part of that earthquake swarm, he said. The biggest earthquake in 2023 is part of a swarm of earthquakes. There was a full day between 2 3.1 magnitude earthquakes recorded this week, but that doesn't mean the current quake is over. Poland says clusters do not mean constant earthquakes. Just a group of seismic activity concentrated in the same general area over a certain period of time. Swarms in Yellowstone usually last at least days, maybe weeks, he said. There will be an initial pulse, and things will probably calm down a bit. And then a few hours or days later, maybe the pulse will pick up a little. Sometimes, there are swarms that last for months and never really go away. Then, the intensity decreases as time goes by. In December 2023, the University of Utah Seismograph Station found 89 earthquakes in the Yellowstone region. Some of these earthquakes were part of 3 earthquakes detected throughout the park, with 16 of them each.